Hello, beautiful souls. This is Valerie, and welcome to Active Creative Perspectives. Today, I will share my incredible journey where I went to Spain and visited the most unique, beautiful palace, Alhambra. And in this podcast, it's all about the perspectives and unlocking the boundless possibilities. So, just a quick story about how this unfolded for me in my life and the journey myself and sacred geometry has begun a long time ago. And when I was 17, I was a student at the art academy, and one of my assignments was to replicate the mosaics. And I remember we were studying history of Islamic art, and I found these amazing images of Alhambra mosaics. And the task was just to purely academic at first, just to copy it and get into understanding how they use shapes and blocks and geometry of telling the story. But as I said, they're meticulously drawing those precise interlocking shapes. Something profound happened with me. And I remember so clearly that I had insights about my past lives, about my connections to the Islamic world. And the patterns of Alhambra weren't just geometry. They were telling me a story that resonated deeply with something inside of me. And while I was replicating these mosaics, I experienced a clear vision of interconnectedness. And I remember that feeling so clear. As I saw through the shapes I was drawing, I extended beyond that page, connecting me to the whole universe, the cosmos, the truth. And from there, became fascinated with creating shapes. And I remember we had to do a three-dimensional shapes for the packaging, as was part of my course, which was amazing experience as well, to take the in shapes into the 3D form and from 2D to 3D. And that moment became the turning point in my life when I realized that sacred geometry was much more than just an artistic technique. It was a language, a way to interpret the world, to understand life's rhythms, and to connect with something far greater than ourselves. And as I delved deeper into this practice in the last 30 years, I saw that these patterns hold the key to timeless and universal truths, and sacred geometry represents the mathematical principle of order, symmetry, balance that from the foundation of everything, from the natural world to the human experience. So this revelation stayed with me for years, shaping me how I approach life and art together. And over time, I became offering sacred geometry as a workshops, as an art therapy sessions, and use these geometric patterns as tools to help others to connect with the inner core. And sacred geometry became a medium for bringing clarity and balance into people's life, allowing them to navigate life's complexities with greater understanding. In these sessions, I usually like to help people by using geometric shapes to discover what could be behind the deeper aspects of their own existence and purpose. And years later, my journey with sacred geometry led me to this amazing place, Alhambra, which I remembered from when I was 17 doing that replication of that mosaic. And it happens coincidentally when I've started doing the sacred geometry workshop in June, and I was getting ready for it, and I started replicating more and more sacred geometry art. And I got a call from my relative who invited me to Spain, and he said that I have to visit this space, and it all aligned with where I need to be. So, this magnificent palace is in Spain. It has mosaic covered walls where you can see the geometry and spirituality perfectly aligned in the harmony. And walking through these halls of the Alhambra was like stepping into a living, breathing manifestation of every principle I was studying and teaching for years. The entire structure is based on sacred geometry with its endless geometrical shapes, stars, polygons, circuits that symbolize in the infinite nature of life. And as I explored its sacred spaces, I realized that each room had layers of meaning, with the geometry revealing the secrets of the universe. And the most important part that when you go on a tour in Alhambra, they basically tell you the story and the history of the place, who visited it, who was um, during different times uh, occupying that place, but they don't go into the details of what's the meaning of that. And Alhambra is not only an architectural marvel, but also a symbol of balance between science, art, and spirituality. And the patterns throughout the palace reflect the natural cycles of life. Its birth, growth, death, and rebirth, and the flow between feminine and masculine energies that shapes our existence. So you would have female halls, and then you will have a very masculine halls. And as I moved through the space, I began to see that Alhambra as a reflection of human experience. Every mosaic and design mirror the cycles of life, that challenges we face, the relationship we navigate, the transitions we undergo. It was as the architects that embedded the universal laws of existence into the walls using geometry and communicate deeper truths about our life. And this connection between the Alhambra's design and life journey became even clearer for me as I reflected on how sacred geometry affected my daily life and how it shaped my journey. And the patterns we see in sacred geometry aren't just aesthetically pleasing, they hold really deep insights into how we navigate our personal challenges, relationships, and transitions. They teach us that everything in life is interconnected, just like the shapes in mosaic. So each part of it connects to another part and they hold a different pattern in between. So it contributes to the larger design. For example, the interconnectedness represents by geometric patterns remind us that every aspect of our life is linked, just as every shape in the mosaic plays a role in the overall design. Our choices and experiences shape a larger pattern. When we face difficulties, whether it's in relationship, in career, in personal growth, in life, sacred geometry teaches us that these challenges are part of a larger unfolding story, and they are not isolated events, but rather part of grand pattern. And understanding and feeling and seeing that helps us approach life with a greater balance and acceptance of what is. And sacred geometry also offers a particular guidance on achieving balance in our life, like Alhambra's designs um, crafted to maintain perfect symmetry. And when you look at that symmetry, you create the inner balance in your own life. This could mean balancing work and rest, masculine and feminine, material and spiritual. So it's, as they say, work life balance. Everything is connected, and sacred geometry offers that roadmap for creating that harmony within ourselves and obviously our external life. And another profound lesson from sacred geometry that I like to talk about is the concept of infinity, often represented by repeating patterns like those I saw in Alhambra. Their understanding can bring comfort in growth and evolution, and reminding us that change is not something to be feared but embraced as part of the natural order. So when you look from one pattern to another, the intersection and evolving in between is a continuous movement. And you understand there's no final destination. You have to live in that pattern until the next one arrives. And in my workshops, I've observed firsthand how sacred geometry can help people make sense in their lives, whether someone is going through a difficult breakup, divorce, experience a career shift, or seeking a deeper connection to themselves. These patterns provide clarity and insight. As they start building up, they can see the pattern that they created in their life at that moment, and that working through it, they can create a new pattern that they want to build. Um, and the same mathematical precision that governs the universe geometry also governs our lives. And by engaging with these patterns through art therapy or reflection, you can gain a clear understanding of your personal journey. So, as an example, when we start using the sacred geometry pattern, everyone that gets in there, they create their own pattern. And then by tweaking and changing and working through it, as in life, you work through your challenges of shifting into the new perspective. And that's a beautiful process. So, coming back to Alhambra sacred geometry, it teaches me that life challenges, transitions, and relationships are not random. There's a part of a larger pattern and order that we are all part of. And by embracing the principle of sacred geometry, we can bring balance and purpose in our lives, allowing us to move through the world with a deeper sense of connection. And one of the most significant insights I gained during the time in Spain was the realization that every form has a unique meaning and application to our life, which I knew before, but to witnessing it and being observed around it gave me that clear insight. For instance, the circle represents the wholeness and community and unity. And as you know, the mandala is always drawn into circle. It's that continuity, reminding us that even in moments of uncertainty or difficulty, life is a cyclical thing. It repeats itself, and everything comes in a full circle with time. And during art therapy sessions, working with circles can help people to view the life situation as part of a larger process, as part of the whole. And that also offers a lot of comfort and balancing and reassuring during these times, that creates the feeling of safety and metrics around you, the space that can hold you. So by using circles in the therapy and therapeutical art work, or drawing sacred geometry, you can create that safety net for yourself where you can grow from. And then when you build a hexagon, a symbol of balance and structure, which holds six sides, reflects the need of harmony between different aspects of your life, whether it's balancing work, rest, integrating your inner and outer worlds, connecting your personal and work life, spiritual and material. In art therapy, working with hexagon patterns allows you to visualize how they can relate and create stability between chaos, between different parts of lives that can be bind together and fit together in a balanced whole. And then beautiful, the infinite repeating stars and polygons, and there's so much you can see in Alhambra that reminds us of that concept of expansion and endless possibilities. So by using that pattern, when you create during art therapy sessions, you can see how you can break free from your belief system, from your challenges, and opportunity for you to grow further beyond what you perceive as your safety zone. And in art therapy, these repeating patterns symbolize the infinite potential within each other of us, where you can evolve and transcend. And just as each design is interconnected and contributes to the whole, so too are our life experiences and challenges. So sacred geometry provides that framework for integration your life experiences, complexities, and help you to connect to the approach that life is transitioning, um, and connecting the dots creating the lines and creating the circles around that is integrating into the new transition of your pattern of life with clarity, and that gives you a lot of empowerment. So ultimately, um, Alhambra is the palace where it all comes together, and I will be creating more episodes and courses around the sacred geometry in Alhambra by using what's already been created there as a universal pattern, as a code cryptographed into the walls, where it can become a profound teacher for us, revealing how sacred geometry can be used as a tool for deeper self awareness. And it could be the tool for healing and the tool for growth and expansion, because it has different layers of it and it shows different aspects. And the patterns of the Alhambra are visual metaphors of our life rhythms, reminding us that geometry is like life. And it's all about balance, connection, and continuous transformation. And by going through these principles, we can navigate life's challenges or growth into such a beautiful, expanded way of living. So I welcome you all to come to Alhambra. I'm planning to create a personal tour and retreats in Alhambra next year. So if you're interested, please get in touch. It will be a journey where we can repeat and replicate the pattern and then unfold it for ourselves, and then embrace ourselves in just sitting in that space and immersing ourselves in that universal pattern of life, the cosmos behind it. And I find that it's such a great opportunity to have something like that in our world, where if you open your eyes to different perspectives, you can apply it to your life and you can use it as your transformative tool. So yes, please reach out to me. So Instagram, Active Creative with a K, and YouTube, and please follow me and just reach out if you have any questions. And welcome to the Sacred Geometry Life.